I'm right back with another video. It's 5:51 right now, and it is a Tuesday. No, sorry, scratch that. It's Wednesday, August 15th, and I'm getting close to the evening, and I am all showered up. I know it's pretty early to take a shower and start getting into your pajamas or whatever it is you wear to bed, but it's just really hot in the house, and the minute I get inside here, I just want to get comfortable. Usually I would say during the winter months, it's more likely for me to take a shower later on in the evening, but the summer is a very uncomfortable time for me, whether I have adequate air conditioning or not. It's just one of those months. So today, I didn't sleep very well last night. I had another night of insomnia. I get up at 5:30. I used to get up at 5, but I've been giving myself, a little extra time to get some sleep. So I've been getting up at 5:30 now. And I actually fall asleep to like 3. So you can pretty much imagine what my night was like. Flipping, flopping, tossing, turning. Because there's so many things that have gone through my mind over this issue. This issue that related to my targeting. And, I know that I feel as though I've cracked the code. But today I was reminded of how long it took me to figure it all out. I mean, I was sharing a presentation, which never got launched off the ground, by the way, with a friend, and I sent it to her via email. And this was created, I believe, sometime in 2015, okay? So it was a very long time, okay? But it must have been right when I figured out that my family, my blood relations, were involved in my targeting. This is before I knew anything about the cute guy being involved and how, what a role, or the intricate role that Karen Johnson played. I knew Steve Murray was in it, but putting it all together, I still, I was convinced that just my family were the ones who were in behind this. And then, but anyway, I was going into employment laws on that, which I stress, okay, because that's the key to everything. That's the guideline, the moral code. You can even think of it as a workplace Bible, however you want to look at it. But that's the information I was posting and kind of giving examples and illustrations. But my point is that, it took me a long time to figure out exactly who was involved and tracing back timelines and everything. And, I think about the hostility that I experienced. And I can't help but think, my gosh, how quick people are to cast judgment on an issue they know nothing about. I didn't even know about this issue, okay? And yet I'm taking the heat for shit that I had no idea at all, period. I had no idea. Now this at least leaves me some questions. Was the cute guy involved while I was at Murray Family Farms? That's my question, okay? Or, because I keep thinking he came in sometime around 2014, I'm not sure, okay? But I do believe that my former boss, which I'm referring to as Karen, had something to do with me being mobbed out of my job at Murray Family Farms. I do believe that, okay? I'm not exactly sure why the utter disregard for all of the hard work that I put in was ignored. But I will tell you, I was thinking a lot about that today. I kept thinking, I've been working my ass off, since I had my child. I just been doing the best I can, improving with each and every year. Every season I'm fine-tuning something, and I'm trying my hardest to pick myself up. And, I used to tell my son when he was little, well, I didn't tell my son this, but because I never wanted my son to know about what I was going through. I was always being mobbed and dealing with some asshole at work. But, I kept thinking, okay, this year or this time I'm going to get this job, and things are going to be better. They're going to be better. And I'm looking at myself in this situation, and I'm thinking, oh my God, look at all the years have gone by, and look at the situation I'm in. I mean, I deal with this on a daily basis, okay? What holds people down in this world is corruption. Corruption, okay? People want to think that this world is fair, and that people, that if you apply yourself to the best of your ability, and you do something, you do a good job, you work hard, eventually you're going to get rewarded. I'm going to tell you, if you believe that in your head, you are so naive, okay? You are so naive, it's not even funny. And I know, like, I used to have arguments with my mother, who, I'm not bashing my mom, but, my mother was a housewife, so she knows nothing about the bullshit that goes on in the world, okay? There's so much bullshit that goes on in this world. And, you know, I was thinking about how, you know, when I was younger, I used to respect authority. And I always felt like I felt really powerless because I always felt like, well, it's my word against theirs. Even when I would acknowledge that what these people were doing were wrong, I always felt it's my word against their word against mine, okay? Like, they had so much power. Don't let people's money, their what do you call it, their material possessions and their titles fool you, okay? Some of these people that you think are at the top are the most corrupt individuals you could ever imagine. Okay, I don't care if they're wearing a badge either, because I know there's corruption in those departments too. You know, and it's really what it kind of boils down to is just like people are just, I mean, I'm always bitching about everybody being stupid, but, you know, the fact remains, you know, everybody's basically stupid at this point. You know, that people can let things like this slip by. You got racist people who claim they're not racist, but they swear up and down they're not racist, but yet they're discriminating against me based on a racist issue. You know, then they sit there and participate in stalking and everything else under the sun. You can tell them I disown my family, and they still think that you are still connected to them, or you're supposed to be, you know, in submission. You're supposed to be, you know, subordinate when you are like over the age of 40. That's ridiculous. I'm a grown adult with all my mental capacities, okay? So I get really tired of dealing with this. And by the way, you know, I'm not mad at the cute guy. I'm not mad at his mom. I already said that, okay? What I'm angry about is the fucking circus show that went on, okay? The bullshit. You know, I don't want the attention. I certainly don't do anything to generate that sort of gossip, okay? But people always want some shit to talk about. They want it so bad they make it up on the fly, okay? Obviously. Because I will tell you, when I'm looking at this little presentation that I made, I mean, the memories were flying back to certain time periods and everything. And I'm going to tell you, I could feel that tension in the air no matter where I went. You know what I mean? If I got in the car, okay, there was a time that I actually traveled outside of town to go to job interviews, and while I was on the freeway, I actually felt that tension while I was there. Now, I'm a very intuitive person, okay? But also, it wasn't just what I was feeling intuitively. I mean, I literally got weird looks from people and stuff like that, thinking that I did what? Did they think that I was seeing the cute guy when I had no idea the cute guy was there? And whatever the case is, mind your own damn business. Part of the anger and frustration and competitiveness and the bullying that comes from people who assumed that I was seeing the cute guy before I even knew he was involved in all of this is envy. Because I think a lot of women secretly wish that they could sit here and probably run around and be loose like that. That's what they want to do. And I've already mentioned this before. Okay, this is the kind of people, because otherwise, why do you care? I can honestly tell you, you know, I've known men, okay, like men who worked in law enforcement when I was younger, and people who lived in my community, and some of these older men, they were so fucking filthy and disgusting. They would tell me that they were cheating on their wives and everything, and they would tell me these things, okay? Now, did I mistreat these men? No, I never mistreated them. I never judged them. I never sat there and stopped them from trying to find employment. I never did any of this kind of stuff. Never. Okay? But they're just the kind of people that I probably wouldn't want to marry or whatever, and kind of shrug my shoulders at this kind of stuff, okay? But the fact is, none of that shit happened, okay? I'm completely innocent. I had no freaking idea that, you know, the cute guy was sitting here laying around. Now, what got me mobbed over at the farmer's place, I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with my performance there. And I'm sure Karen was harping her racist ass over my fucking fake hair that she can't stand, okay? It's none of her goddamn business how a black woman wears her hair. And really, when it comes to white people need to stay the fuck out of that right there, okay? Because, you know, it's like, how rude can you be? Obviously, you know the difference between a woman, a black woman. What's the difference between a woman of color and a white woman? I will tell you the difference. Our hair. Our hair is different. That's what makes us different than white women. Yes, of course, our skin color, okay? But when you really boil down to it, the big issue is the hair issue. And so the hair issue is always going to be an issue, okay? And no matter what you do with your hair, whether you're wearing it natural, in a big fro, or you are wearing fake hair so that you don't have to make it look like make it seem like you're making a political statement to a bunch of people who don't look like you, Okay, either way, white people are going to trip on your hair. It doesn't matter, okay? But what the bare bottom line is, just like your mom always said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. And then also, you have to think about the fact that it's just plain rude. Okay, now you would probably tell your kid not to say something to a classmate, or not to be intrusive to a particular classmate if somebody had like a handicap, or not that there's nothing wrong with our hair, okay? But I'm just saying it's different. So once we're among you guys or whoever, white people, then it's gonna, you guys trip on it because you don't understand it. So therefore you don't understand it. So therefore you have to harp on it. Well, no, you don't. Okay, learn some manners. Okay, so no matter how you boil it, no matter how you look at it, the issue lies on the ignorant person who's making that comment. Okay, because like I said, I've worn my hair in Afrocentric styles. I've worn my hair in what they call more tamed down, office appropriate, Eurocentric styles. And either way, people are going to bitch, okay? Actually, really, they weren't bitching, but I believe the initial bitching actually started from my own family, okay? Because my sisters don't have same issues of hair. And just because we're all black in our family doesn't mean that each person has a different grade of hair. Like some black people, you just like, okay, like you might have a blonde mom and a brunette father, okay, for white people. And they have 2 children, they have 3 children, 3 daughters, and then their 2 daughters have blonde hair, and the other one has this curly hair. They don't know why it happened, because they thought, well, shouldn't all our kids have the same hair? No, it doesn't work that way, okay? I will tell you, my eldest sister, Tanya, she's never really had any issues with her hair. Only reason why is because she never put any chemicals on it, okay? And then my sister Lisa, she went to beauty school, so they have all the experience with hair, okay? I was the kind of kid, I didn't give a fuck about my hair, not really when I was growing up, okay? I wanted to make sure it was somewhat presentable, but I didn't know how to moisturize it, take care of it, all this other shit. And really, my hair looked like a mess. It was always like a dried bundle of straw on my hair. Every once in a while, I got lucky and I would stick on a nice regimen where my hair was moisturized or whatever. But for the most part, it was just dry straw. Whatever the case is, the issue is that, we have the right to wear our hair however we want to, and as long as it's not outlandish, okay? Like some people wear, I don't know, like studs in their faces, and they got like, like spikes going everywhere, and they're, you know what I'm talking about. You've seen some kids that wear their hair in, like a lot of white kids. Some kids, like, they want to do all kinds of weird stuff with their hair. And that's different from working in an office, okay? Some people would put up with it, some people wouldn't, depending on how much interaction you have with the public, okay? That, to some people, is considered outlandish. I don't think there's anything outlandish about my hair, other than the fact that it's an amusement for a white racist woman, so much to the point that she has to get you goddamn blacklisted, you fucking bitch, right? Anyway, yeah, I've blown off some steam right now. So, anyhow, yeah, so I'm sitting here looking at this video, and I'm like, okay, I thought that my family was involved. I knew that girl that I worked with over at Murray Family Farms was involved. I didn't understand her involvement. Okay, I was thinking she was probably getting influenced by my sister or whatever, and then she was being a fucking bitch and thinking she had the right to be a fucking bitch, but then she probably thought she would have more of the right to be a big fucking bitch because Karen was sitting here telling her that she could. Okay, first of all, if you are working in an office and you're trying to give a person a fair shake, okay, you are setting them up for failure by having a subordinate have the ability to raise any sort of campaign against the person who's supposed to be the leader. You fucking idiot. Duh. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just pissed off, okay? Because I'm tired of not sleeping at night. And I'm tired of fucking, being accused of shit that I didn't do. And really, it's not because these people are blaming me for being a sinner or that I offended God, because these people are all hypocrites. They just want to be a slut themselves, okay? So I'm being accused of doing something that they themselves want to do. Okay, because that's really what it boils down to. Because I really could give a shit if a person sleeps with a bunch of people or they don't. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Like, for example, I will talk to anybody. I will be their friend. I will like them, whatever. I don't care what they do with their time, okay? I don't care. It's their business. As long as they're not hurting me, then why do I take offense to it? Why would a person get upset about it? Because the issue always comes back to jealousy. It always does. Anyway, so I sent over this file over to my friend, and I realized how long this shit's been going on and how stupid it is. I mean, how this shit has constantly surfaced over and over and over again and escalated to the point of where it has gotten now. Okay? My family is never going to see me in person again. The only time they'll probably see me is somebody catches me a glimpse of me with their cell phone and they're zapping it and transferring files in public, okay? Because that happens in gang stalking. When you're gang stalked, I don't think that my gang stalking is that intense anymore. I really don't. Since now that people know there's nothing really to talk about, they've kind of lost interest in the subject, which I'm kind of glad. Oh, don't get me wrong, people are still nosy, right? But it's not, they're kind of like, well, fuck, we don't have anything on her now. And I know it's disappointing, so hopefully these people will wise up and not choose another victim. Hopefully they'll learn something to never do this shit again to anybody, because nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves to be treated like this at all. Period. I don't care what they did. Okay, like I said, if this was a crime, then let law enforcement do its job. Okay, if this is a mental health issue, which it obviously isn't, then let the medical professions handle it. Okay, it's not for, regular everyday people who live in a community to sit here and organize and structure something to try to quote unquote punish somebody that they think is doing something. That's bullshit. But this is a typical squabble that you hear in communities. People always feel like they got something, to talk about. This is what holds it all together, right? That's how lame and fucking weak and shallow they are. Because, I wish I had some friends that I could talk to. Like some people who actually had something of value to say. That's what I really want, okay? And it doesn't do you any good to sit here and shrug your shoulders and settle for shit that you don't really want. I know that. You know what I mean? I'm looking back at my life and I'm thinking, gosh, I settle a lot in my life for people that really... And then they sit there and want you to make sacrifices for them. Hey, I want you to wear my hot look clothes. I'm going to talk shit behind your back and I'm going to do all this other bullshit, but could you please emulate shit that I want you to do so I could basically enslave you like a fucking piece of shit, and then I'm supposed to be your best friend and like you? You got to be out of your mind. You really got to be out of your mind. That's insane, okay? Yeah, put it in perspective, okay? Think about how stupid that really is. So anyway, yeah, blowing out some steam. Hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight, But I'm glad that I had that. I mean, I originally must have made, because I'm looking back at the presentation, and it looks as though I originally made it on Google Slides. But then I saved it to my computer. And then after all this time, I kept thinking, well, maybe I originally created the document using Impress, which is a shitty program, by the way. And obviously, I'm not that swift with Google Slides either, okay? I'm far more comfortable with PowerPoint. But the reason why I don't have PowerPoint is because these people fucked me out of a decent job. That's why. So I'm using Office Libre, which is substandard, I must say. Anyway, I'm trying to find some humor in this. I do, okay? Every once in a while, I do find some humor in it. But really, it's not a humorous issue, because this issue is a very serious issue. And only an idiot would think for 1 minute it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. Because when you create this sort of gossip and this sort of, environment or atmosphere on a person, you target them to be basically destroyed by people through small acts of hatred. You put that person's life in jeopardy. So I want to ask you, these perps that got involved, what are you doing to ensure my safety? Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I don't feel like anybody's after me. Nobody can hate me at this point. If they do hate me, they obviously got a problem, because they're pulling the shit out of their ass, okay? But I need some sort of protection. Somebody needs to make sure that what these people created doesn't sit here and affect me for my whole entire goddamn life. Okay? Because I don't want to ever have to encounter idiots calling me in for job interviews anymore. I don't want to deal with it, because I didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? I was literally, and this is no exaggeration, I was literally minding my own business, and I got attacked. So I don't care what anybody says, they have no right to do this. So Karen and Steve Murray need to get their heads together to shut the shit down, because I don't want a residual of it. The last time I went to a job interview, it was over at an accountancy place, okay? And for some reason, I knew I shouldn't waste my time doing it. But you know what? You need a change so bad. You're like, I got to try something. I've got to get out of this situation. So you go. The other person, she was also from an accounting agency, accounting firm. And she decides to call the interview off at the last minute. You know why I think she did that? Because her conscience couldn't allow her to do it. She probably knew that she was full of shit and she was a fucking no good for nothing, like almost on the equivalent of being a goddamn rapist. So she couldn't fucking stand going along with it. Well, you know what? Good for her at the last minute. Okay? But don't you goddamn waste my time ever again. Don't you ever waste my time on this bullshit again. And you stay the hell out of my fucking relationships. Period. You know? You guys deserve to be sued for every goddamn thing you have. That's as far as I'm concerned. You know? And it's the truth. Nobody should ever sit there and say, well, you need to calm down and you need to do this and you need to do that. How dare somebody even suggest that I calm down? If somebody took if you had a farm or you had something that was of value and somebody took it and stole it from you and then wanted to fucking play head games to try to make you get it back and then give you something like a piece of shit and then sit there and make you struggle, and you know no matter how hard you work, you're not going to ever fucking get any further than where you are, how would you feel? And don't you dare sit there and say, well, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Goddamn, you lie. Okay? It's a lie. You would be mad. Okay? So don't even go there. So, but when it comes to the cute guy, I'm not mad at him. I'm not. Okay? What I'm mad about is the fucking bullshit with Karen coming around thinking, you know, she has this issue where she needs to straighten this black Maria girl out because Maria doesn't know how to take care of herself. She's different from me, so therefore I need to tame her. You don't need to tame me. I need to educate you, you ignorant piece of trash woman. Fix your shit. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to calm down, try to do some meditation, get my brain on straight, and yes, I am angry, okay? Because this is the sort of stuff that causes people to lash out, okay? So I think I'm handling it very well, okay? I refuse to have somebody tell me that I'm over-exaggerating or I need to calm down. I refuse. I wouldn't even be willing to hear it, okay? Because I would tear them up. I would literally tear them to shreds with my mouth, okay? How dare you tell me to calm down? Okay? Seriously. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope everyone in Bakersfield has a wonderful evening. I'm just ranting. If you weren't directly involved with this doesn't apply to you. But if it did apply to you, if you were one of those little gossiping hens or whatever, let this be a lesson to you. Because every time you open your mouth about somebody else, especially if you don't know anything about them, that's slander. All right? And it's a crime. And it is a crime. And you can obviously see why it is. Okay? It puts a person's life in jeopardy. That's why. You know? For several reasons it's wrong. And especially if you call yourself a Christian. Don't go there. Wrapping up this video. Have a wonderful evening. Be back with another one later. Bye-bye.